Welcome back, breeders. We are knee deep in May. Well, nearly. Knee deep in May 2007 of ECW. Just to add some context to this ECW, I just want to add what happened on Raw the previous night, and what will happen on the SmackDown after this ECW, or maybe the SmackDown a week later. It was one of the two. If you don't know, just to put it out there, Mr. Kennedy has lost the Money in the Bank briefcase to Edge. Um, Famously, from what I know, he went to. I'll just repeat what I said previously. Famously, he went to a doctor, a WWE doctor, and they said to be out for 8 months, and then he went all right. He reported back, and then they went. Then he went to his own doctor, and the doctor went, "Who fucking told you that? You're only out for like 8 weeks." And then they went, "Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
You're already losing the briefcase." Now I thought the match, like I knew Kennedy was injured, so I thought the match was at least he gets into the ring, he hits a few punches, and then spear. No, the literal match is Edge. Literally, when Kennedy is making his entrance, Edge beats the shit out of him, throws him into the ring steps, throws him around the ring, hits him with the monitor, and then throws him into the ring, spears him, and wins the match. Because Kennedy goes, no, 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 I'm grand, I'm grand. Spears him and wins. Obviously, I think the plan was it was originally going to be Kennedy who was going to beat Taker, but then
Yes.
obviously Edge beats Taker, and Edge is your world champion. Which, in hindsight, maybe it's better because the Edge feud with Taker throughout the mid 2000s is looked upon fondly, but you gotta give it to Kennedy. This is probably the highest he's supposed to be until we get to the Vince McMahon and legitimate son angle, where he was supposed to be the legitimate son of McMahon, but again, another thing happens that prevents that. Mary Fell's wellness policy. So this is certainly the highest of the highs Kennedy is going to achieve. And I only bring it up because it was mentioned on ACW, so I thought it'd be like interesting. Because we've essentially covered most, if not nearly all, of Mr. Kennedy's WWE career on pay-per-views, and like briefly seen him on Raw sometimes in SmackDown. We sort of covered most of his like pay-per-views run. So I just wanted to put it out there. And plus, with doing TNA 2010, we also see what he does in 2010 TNA, which is interesting. It's like a stark difference. Just I will get into these stuff in a second, but it's a stark difference between like '07 Kennedy and like 2010 Anderson, because it's two different people. And I just think
Yeah.
a lot of management didn't really like Kennedy. They just viewed him as a prick, really, was how I viewed it. I don't know why I'm crying.
You can
I'm
kind of
emotional.
understand why, but
Yeah.
it is also a shame in a different way, like
It
because
just
he is talented and he could have been a world champion in WWE. Don't act like WWE at this time is a particularly high fucking level. Like he could have easily been a part of it, but he's not. It's just weird. It's just very
it,
bizarre. But it's kind of the thing where you essentially you kingmaker a lot of these people to keep the John Cenas, the Triple H's, the Randy Ortons. You kind of champion these guys to try and keep them more relevant and make them more legendary. But like, did John Cena need another world title run? Did Edge need another world title run at this time?
I mean,
Not really.
uh, I
And even
mean,
then, it's not like Kennedy has to hold it for long. He could have just dropped it to Taker again, and then you just reset. But no,
I,
just an unfortunate career, really. But he's shown up a bit more recently. He's been doing a bunch of like podcasts and stuff.
I do want to just say on Kennedy and in general, but why 2007, apart from obviously, I'm not going to mention it, but obviously, the major reason why he's not looked upon fondly. Um, it's also a shame because WWE at this time really lack stars because Triple H is out injured. John Cena gets injured later in the year, and obviously Taker's injured as well. And then Batista, I believe, gets injured as well. Booker T leaves because he goes to TNA, and then that's famously where he does all these accents to try and get into movie roles, even though no one's watching fucking TNA. So it's just like they're in a very. I don't want to compare it to 2016 WWE, like before, like after WrestleMania, but before WrestleMania, where they lacked most of the stars because they were all injured. So WrestleMania 32 turned out to be terrible. but it is the sort of same boat where half of the stars are either injured or going to be injured, and it's just yeah. Um, but yeah, it's also funny because I also mentioned it, and I will get into the stuff in a second. But I also mentioned it with Kennedy holding the briefcase. We've been it multiple times. He didn't need to do a match every week, and unlike Bobby Lashley, which I rag on him, but unlike Lashley, he can do promos. Like he can speak well, and he can do promos. So like. You just really need him to do the promos and be like, I will cash in, lads. I will, and he never does. Because you can always do the teaser. Will he cash in? Will he cash in? Ah, he's not. I know it's nearly 20 years on, but you fucking did it with Austin Theory, and then you had then Austin Theory multiple times got bitched out. One of the most memorable ones is when Tyson Fury knocks him out, and then he cashes in and wins the United States Championship, which is very weird, but still. But yeah, it's time for ECW. Just wanted to lay the land of what happened on Raw the previous night and what will happen on SmackDown in a few days' time, or technically on the day that ECW was airing because it was pre-taped on Tuesday. So yeah, where do we start? Well, first we see Lashley. Speaking of him, we see Lashley. He's outside the arena. He's in a suit and he's talking to Armando Estrada. I can't really do the voice, but Armando Estrada.
Alejandro.
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 It-
Yeah, I'd say that. I've just been having a peek. Obviously, Kennedy's. He's been doing he has a YouTube channel now.
I-
He's been uploading pretty frequently over the last several months.
Ah, good for
He's done content with Maven. He's done content with fucking Russo. He's got his own little podcast. Yeah,
not gonna watch
just
the podcast honestly,
no,
but good
not
for
gonna
him.
watch any of it.
But good for him.
But yeah, good for him.
But yes, Bobby Lashley's
That's all
done.
I got. It doesn't look like there's much else interesting.
I mean, isn't he just wrestling for NWA, not NWA, fucking OVW?
Uh, uh, he's not an OVW, is he?
Oh, I thought he was.
I think he's in JCW currently.
Ah, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Let's go. I nearly said Gigolo. That's the wrong promotion. Um, but yeah, so Bobby Lashley is outside the arena. Armando Alejandro Estrada is saying, "Hey Lashley, you can't come into the building, and if you touch me, Lashley, I will sue you and I will arrest you." Oh, I paused. That's what I was saying. Bobby Lashley is basically going, "Yay, all right. You want to sue me? Fine." And then comedically, and I already know one person in the room's laughing at this, and it's not us, but it's a man in a do-rag is laughing at this. And it's basically Bobby Lashley, since he's on a little slope of a hill, basically grabs Armando who's in the wheelchair and like rolls him down the hill, and he comedically rolls down the hill and falls over some boxes. Isn't that funny? Um, but yeah, that's what he does. So Lashley is arrested. It's also probably why It's probably why they go. That's why he can't appear in the main event. Is probably the kayfabe reason he's arrested. So he won't be there when RVD faces McMahon, and Umaga. So yeah. So yeah, our first match is Marcus Corvon, or as I call him, Monty Brown, versus CM Punk. And this match is an alright match. Like I said, Monty Brown is a good worker. And I am biased to him, just like Ash is biased to bloody, what's his name? Kevin Thorne. We all have our boys on this channel. Obviously, mine is Test, but he's long gone at this point. He's in TNA nearly. But yeah, Monty Brown, like, it's a good match, good back and forth match. And halfway through it, basically CM Punk's on the outside, and then Elijah Burke is a shit-eating heel. So he just comes out and batters him. He just batters him, and then Punk tries to make it in the ring. He makes back in, and then Monty Brown, which again has one of the best finishes in the game, does the pounce, or as he calls it, the bounce. There you go. I probably peaked the microphone, but there you go. That's how he did it in TNA. Not doing that again because that really ruined my voice. But yeah. So what do you think of this match?
Honestly, I was kind of surprised that it actually just went on relatively long. Uh, I would say it was overtly good. It was just okay. Like it was a cool little match. I was surprised that Punk lost, but in the same way, I don't know. Just yeah, cool that Monty won.
I mean,
We
he's
take
not.
those.
He's only
Not
here.
many pounces in his future, are there?
No, he's only here for one more month. Which famously, the last match he wrestles is also when another wrestler wrestles his last televised match. So putting it out there, just putting it out there, putting some feelers out. But Matt Striker backstage is talking to Elijah Park, and Elijah Park's like, "Hey, you're gonna watch me beat the shit out of Brian Major." We don't get that yet, but we get Snitsky taking on the Sandman. What I loved about this, and I know like it's just a minute detail, but what I fucking loved about this is Sandman's obviously holding the beer. So you think, oh, he's holding the cane. He's not holding the cane. Well, fucking, I don't know why he's making me laugh. What happens is he's coming out
His
from the crowd.
massive fuck off security guard
Yeah, holding the
is having
cane.
to chase Sandman, holding the cane. And obviously Sandman jumps over a chair or a barricade or some shit.
Yeah.
And this he's pretty fucking heavy. He's not he's a security guard for fuck's sake. He's built like a fucking fridge. So he fucking leaps onto this chair, nearly fucking falls off. And just fucking but like recovers at the last spot. It's like holy shit. That guy needs a raise, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, hopefully he's doing well in security wherever he is now. But yes, so but they take away Sandman's one weapon, weapon. What happened there? But like they take away his weapon, which is a kendo stick. So he's going in there unarmed against Snitsky, which he wins. Oh no, Snitsky wins, not Sandman.
Yes. Snitsky, honestly, Piggy was showing me I don't know why I'm saying this because it's going to be outdated as fuck by the time this video comes out. Show me the thing that Sandman's going to wrestle the Invisible Man at GCW.
Yep.
And by the time Piggy found the image, the match was already over because Snitsky won.
Yes. I will be watching Sandman versus the Invisible Man. I hope I just know Sandman's looking a big payday for his final match. They're gonna just give him a 24 pack of beers and fucking call it a day with him. Because I can't wait. I really want Sandman to do what Goldberg did when he retires. They just got my fucking speech. I had a 20-minute speech. They got it. Like Goldberg. Um, yeah. Oh, and Sandman's not here for much longer either. He gets drafted for Raw shortly. Woo! But yes, Elijah Burke next up with Matt Striker takes on Brian Major with Brett Major, or later known as Zack Ryder, and Kurt Hawkins. Brian obviously being Kurt and Brett being Zack. I was confused because they're both blonde, so I was a bit confused at the start. Then I understood. Elijah Burke wins. He hits the famouser. I know it's not the famouser, but he hits that on Brian Major, and he wins. It was an all right match. And then he's just shit talking with Matt Striker. He doesn't give a shit about Matt Striker. But Matt Striker's like,
Yep.
yes, Daddy, I will listen, Daddy, I will. I'm sorry,
I mean, it's
Daddy.
just him getting buried in real time. You know what I mean? Like, look, he's a little short, isn't he? So Vince is like, plus steroid trials over soon. He's never looking this jacked again. So
Yeah. And then in the main event,
allegedly,
allegedly, there's no real backstage segments really happen apart from Elijah Burke telling Matt Striker to come to the ring with him. So the only other segment is obviously Finch and Lashley from Raw the previous night, where they Photoshop Finch's face on Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley's body. I nearly said Bobby. And the only other segment is obviously Edge, like beating Mr. Kennedy, which was a recap of Raw the previous night. So there's not real much segments apart from those two. And obviously, again, like I said, Matt Striker talking to Elijah Burke. So we move, and also now we have Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon and Umaga, who also had a backstage segment where Vince was just like, "Oh, Snitsky fucking beat Sandman," and Umaga's like, "Yes, yes, we will, Umaga, we will." Um, because obviously, isn't it funny? He doesn't speak the language, does Umaga. So I just can't wait till Big Daddy V's here. That's all I'm looking forward to. Me and you, Big Daddy V, Mark, we're gonna be here. I'm gonna
Be
have to.
be 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 good fun, yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have the body of Big Daddy V by the time he comes in. Um, God, he. I know it's too late into the run, but I really wish they brought back the White Boy Challenge for Big Daddy V. I really wish they just brought it back with Big Daddy V. But that's a
Don't
different
know what it
story.
is.
They basically had Teddy in 2003 on Raw. They had Teddy Long, Rodney Mack, and Mark Henry fucking do the White Boy Challenge, and then the ending of it is Goldberg. He comes out, beats the shit out of Rodney Mack, pins him, wins, and then you can clearly hear the cameras picking him up. He just screams into the camera, "White Boy!" He just screams in it. But yeah, I don't know why. It's just a weird thing I like. But yes, Vince, Shane, and Umaga take on RVD. Obviously, we thought it was just going to be Vince and versus RVD, but it's Vince. He's like 50 here. He can't fucking go, really. Um, but he gives it a go. But Shane really starts off the match. Oh, I forgot to mention, Kevin Thorne is doing some readings, some tea leaf reading, whatever he's doing, some card reading.
Arrow.
Yeah, thank you. He's doing some readings.
Fucking tea leaves.
He's
Not
fucking.
very vampire, is it?
I just want a cup of tea, Ariel. Give me a fucking cup. Get in that fucking kitchen and make me a cup of a sandwich, bro. Um, but anyways, as I was saying, he basically says he needs some new blood. But yeah, now in the main event,
Now,
Finn,
is this him actually doing stuff on ECW, or is this him going back to fucking developmental?
I would take a guess at going back to developmental. If I had to guess. We like you, Kevin Thorne. You were great when you were here, but thank God you're gone. It's probably Finn's in the fucking headset.
He had a
Uh,
cool finish.
yeah, he did. I don't know who runs OVW at this time. The is it fucking
Is it still Cornette?
oh Cornette's gone by all five.
Nah, he's gone by now, yeah.
So it has to be Snow. Al Snow? No, I
Nah,
can't.
Snow didn't take on he's a new one.
Whoever it is, he's just like
Well,
fucking get him there. Get him to fuck
it's Danny Davis, isn't it?
David. Oh, Danny Davis, you're really going to love this guy I'm bringing in. It's fucking Kevin Thorne. Have a go with him. But yes, from the main event, Shane obviously starts off the match. He does a couple of punches. RVD's obviously smarter because obviously RVD does Taekwondo, and kickboxing and shit. So he just beats the shit out of Shane. Because Shane's not really a wrestler. Shane, as much as I love Shane McMahon, I can admit Shane McMahon's not a wrestler. Even Shane McMahon will admit he's not a wrestler. Um, but he is the greatest wrestler alive. No, it's the best wrestler in the world or something like that. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, so Shane gets easily battered by RVD, tagging Umaga, who then beats the shit out of RVD. So Umaga is actually a wrestler compared to the other two McMahons, and RVD still beats him up, and then Shane continues to beat up, and then they tag in Vince whenever RVD's down to pin RVD. Obviously, RVD kicks out, so Vince runs back to the corner, tags in Shane, who beats up RVD until RVD fights back, beats up Shane, and then Shane tags in Umaga, who then beats up RVD, tagging Vince, who will then pin him and rinse and repeat for 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Um, so that's what they do for 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Vince does win the match after Umaga does the splash and the Samoan spike. We both don't like the Samoan spike. I don't know your reason, but I just think it's a very shit
Looks shit, doesn't it? Just looks fucking shit.
like he's just doing that to the throw. Like he's just thumbing you in the
Well,
throw.
yeah, he just thumbing you on the throat.
Like
Which, yeah, sure, would hurt, but, like, I get it if he did a fucking headbutt or something, because the whole, like, Samoan thing. It's not like they go, oh, them Samoans with them spiky thumbs. Like,
do you,
fucking.
do you know what would be worse? Do you know what would be better? Instead of a thumb to the throat, a thumb up the bum. How about that? the Samoan bum spike. You know, whoop, ah, just quick check the prostate. You know,
I mean, I just still think he probably should have just kept the fucking ass attack in the corner. Looked
yeah,
fucking lethal.
yeah, I can't, yeah, but yeah, that is ECW. We move on. I believe the next episode it is the 15th of May, but I don't know if it's the go home show to Judgment Day. It might be because Judgment Day is 2 weeks away,
Judgment
so
Day is 2 weeks. Yeah.
so it might be next week is Judgment Day, and then that is maybe the end of Vince. Maybe there's probably a little bit more, and then he gets blown up in a limo by the IRA. But then, yeah, we will talk about that when we get to that. So yeah, another episode, another day, another dollar. We will see you on the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.